I shot a video from this spot on my couch here the other day, and somebody asked me if this was Ukraine blue in the background here. No, it is not. It is Indianapolis Colts blue, because I'm a diehard Colts fan. So, and that's the end of the happy part of this video. I turned on the camera here because I wanted to reiterate why I fucking hate Reverb. Here recently, I've had a few pieces of gear listed for sale, and they just because of the way the used market is right now, among other things, I guess, they're just not moving on the used market, on the other platforms, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, that kind of stuff. So I decided that the space is getting to be, I really do need to clear out some space for some more stuff. So I decided, let's increase my exposure. We'll put them on Reverb, and sure enough, a couple things did sell. They sold with higher fees, more expensive rates than than those other platforms, but they did sell. A couple of them anyway. Well, one of those things that I sold was a Joyo JW03 wireless guitar system. The very same one that I demoed here on this channel, just a month or two ago. I set up a camera right here in my window, and it filmed me walking, down the block and and back and stuff. Just showing how, trying to get an idea of the range on it, and more specifically to prove that it, for a $50 wireless system, it did perform moderately well for what it is. Well, somebody shot me an offer on it for $38. I accepted the offer. So for with $50 including shipping, I sent it out the door. I sent it out the door, used one time for that video that I just mentioned. The buyer received it a couple of days later and immediately sent me a nasty message, bitching and moaning that he couldn't get him to pair up. I'm not sure that I buy it, because there's so much about this exchange. Number one, he was a raging asshole, and being a complete dick about it. I get he was upset. I get it was it was inconvenient for him, but still, it's a $50 wireless system. Number one. Number two, it's $50. It's not like we're talking about a ton of money here. Number three, I'm a private seller. I am not a retail shop or anything like that. I don't have a store that people can walk into, despite the fact that, when I used to shoot more videos back in my guitar room with the slat wall, the wall, and the guitars hanging and all that kind of stuff, people used to ask me all the time if I, where's my shop, all that kind of stuff. I don't have one. That's my house. Okay? That's my house. These are items I'm selling out of my own personal stash. So we went back and forth a little bit. I asked him, I said, did you check this? Is there any RF interference? You got a cell phone or something like that nearby that could be interfering, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He seemed to, he snapped back at that. Finally I asked him, I said, I had to ask numerous times, if he would just take a simple cell phone video, to document what it is he's talking about, because I know for a fact it worked fine when I sent it out, hence the video that I posted on my YouTube channel. Just a simple cell phone video that you can post in the chat. That was all I needed. In the interim, while all this was going on, I decided I better reach out to Reverb, because this guy was being really, really difficult, and I'm resisting every temptation not to post his name here in this video. But I decided to reach out to Reverb to let them know what's going on, because the whole thing just smelled fishy. And basically they got back to me and said, of course they took they didn't even bother to look into it. This is the email they sent me. They didn't even bother to look into it at all. They just automatically took the side of the buyer, and made me be the asshole. I've got no problem with making it right if it truly is defective, but I am not asking too much by any means to verify that. And when he so he bitches and moans about it, gets back with me a day later, and posts a YouTube link, then the channel name of this video isn't even remotely close to what this person's username is. This could be anybody. And it was one of those short videos that I saw on my cell phone, and which meant that there wasn't a way for me to verify the date that it was posted. So it could have been anybody. By this point, Reverb had already decided to take the side of the buyer. I didn't have any choice except to accept the buyer's request for a refund. So I sent him my address. So send it back to me as soon as I receive it, and I see that it's in the same condition that I left in. I'll approve the refund and get your money back. And then I'm gonna have to, fight with Joyo about this. Not fight with them, but I'll have to take this up with Joyo here once that happens and get straightened out there. And my last response to Reverb regarding this situation, after she mentioned, "Oh, I noticed that you've already gone ahead and approved it." Well, no shit, I already approved it. You were clearly going to take the side of the buyer. I didn't have any choice. You didn't give me any choice. You didn't even bother to listen to me. The last thing I requested was, "Are you also going to refund back my seller's fees?" When this, once this whole thing is done, and I never did get a response from that either. So your customer service sucks. The fact that you're always, regardless of the situation, even if they're wrong, always taking the side of the buyer is total bullshit. And by the way, I get that's where the money comes from, but you know what? The customer is always right. Bullshit. Those of us that have worked in sales or retail or the service industry or anything like that have all run across plenty of people in our lifetime, plenty of customers who were far from right. And the fact that you won't even look into it, God, you got to be able to just see the blood rise in my face as I'm talking about this, because it is such bullshit. So that on your customer service is bullshit. You don't give a flying fuck about any of your sellers, as long as they're bringing the money in for you. That's all that you care about. Let's go ahead and raise the sellers' rates while we're at it. That's real good for inflation. When everything prices on everything are going up except for people's paychecks. Fuck Reverb. I absolutely despise the fact that I didn't have to list these items on your site. It had been long enough since the last time you guys pissed me off. I decided I'd let bygones be bygones. Maybe you guys have improved, and all those kinks are worked out. And you guys are back to running a reputable business again. Nope. Shouldn't have done that at all. Big mistake. And now here you are, fucking me again. This is not about the money, by the way. I get it's a it's a $38 wireless system. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about that. This is not about the money. This is about the principle of the fact that you absolutely refused, to even look into this situation, and you wouldn't even listen to me. And by the way, you conveniently didn't list a phone number for me to call and actually have a verbal conversation with you. Probably because you were well aware that it wouldn't have been the quietest conversation that you've ever heard. So, if I haven't mentioned it yet in this video, fuck Reverb.